Not saving Lumiose City. A Creepypasta by Flimsy. I've unfortunately fallen victim to the save glitch in Lumiose City. I save outside the Pokemon Center and close Pokemon Y to get to the Street Pass app. Tons of people bring their 3DS to school because of Pokemon, so I always get a lot every day. And when I reload the game, it's sort of half loaded. My sprite was there, some bonus had loaded, and the music was playing, but nothing was moving. Some textures were missing. Both the top and bottom screen were frozen. I couldn't even hit the home button, so I had to hard reset my 3DS. I booted the game up again, same thing. I hadn't seen the warning about saving there yet, and I was sad to find it. Through overall, I was only losing about 5 hours of game time at that point. However, someone said that taking their SD card out while the free was off and restarting it will fix or save, so I decided to try that. When I turned the 3DS back on, I was surprised to find it. Street Pass notification. The timing was odd, but I lived close enough to a busy area of town that I got a Street Pass that's inside my house before. I went to check, and the busy me was blank, all gray with no items or facial features. Instead, it was displaying the usual dialogue. All it said was, "For your trouble." My me didn't respond, and the visiting me left. I couldn't play games with it, and it wasn't added to my me collection. I put it up with a Y again, and the SD card trick must have worked because the game loaded fine. I went to train my Pokemon and save on Route 5 to avoid having to deal with the glitch again. When I went to the Pokemon Center, the mystery gift person I had gotten the special torture from was there. I talked to them, and I had indeed received a mystery gift. I figured that Nintendo may have been sending out consolations to those affected by a glitch. When I went to accept it, it promised me with, "Are you sure you want to accept this mystery gift?" And I selected yes. My party was full, so I had to pick a Pokemon to deposit in the PC. I deposited my PG and took the mystery gift. It was an egg, just called egg. I put it at the front of my party so it would hatch faster, and went back to Route 5 to train my Pokemon. However, I noticed that I wasn't running into any wild Pokemon, and when I encountered a trainer, they got the exclamation point and came up to me as usual, but only said, "Good luck hatching your egg. Kind of like when you have a Pokemon battle. When you have a Pokemon to battle with." I didn't know having an egg in your first slot got you out of battling in this game, but it's kind of a cool trick. I put egg in the second slot if you going back to fight the trainer. Everything worked, but at the start of the battle was a dialogue box saying, "It looks uneasy." After I sent my chest pin out, I thought it was doing something to do with opposing Pokemon's ability. I fought for a while until my chestman was ready to evolve, but I must have accidentally hit B instead of A because it stopped evolving. Rushing, I proceeded to Shiver Town and went to the Pokemon Center to heal. Nurse Joy said, "I'm afraid we can't take that." When I tried to heal my Pokemon, I assumed she meant the egg. I went to deposit the egg in the PC, but I wasn't even allowed to move the cursor over it. I noticed something else, too. Box 1 wasn't full, but the PG I deposited wasn't there, nor was it in any other box. I exited and resigned myself to hatching the egg before I could do most other things. When I talked to the NPCs in town who were supposed to give me items, they didn't. None of the events that would allow me to proceed with the plot were triggered either. I put egg back at the front of the party and roller skated back and forth between Campfire and Lumiose for a while, until I noticed something odd. Chestnut on the Pokemon me screen down at the bottom wasn't moving, rather shaking on the spot like a Pokemon with sadness condition would. I went into ME and it was facing away from me. No amount of taps would get it to turn around, and after being stuck there for a few minutes, it said Chestnut doesn't feel like playing today. It went back to the main game. No other Pokemon had this problem. Egg wasn't hatching, so I moved it to the 6 slots of my party and started to at least level up a bit more. There was no message that Chessman looked uneasy this time. And when I went back to the Pokemon Emmy, Chessman was just fine, however. Pidgey who was in my 5th slot wasn't showing up in any of the games, and when I went to play with it in Emmy, I got the "doesn't feel like playing" message. It seemed like that whatever Pokemon was immediately next to the egg was affected. I tried taking my Pokemon to the Pokemon Center in Lumiose with egg in the 6th slot, and I was able to heal them there. I like Campfire. All the NPCs talked to me normally and would let me buy at shops or participate in events. keeping the egg in the 6th slot of my party. I went back to Kefir, but once again wasn't allowed to use the Pokemon Center or trigger any events. Had rode around with the egg for quite a while and wasn't any closer to hatching. So it was looking like I got stuck with a dreaded bad egg. Well, I had been prepared to be stuck starting a new game anyways. It did feel like 24, which actually hours longer, unable to do anything. So I closed Y, reopened it, and started a new game. Everything went normal up until I was about to get my first Pokemon instead of just showing me the Pokemon. Tyranno said, "Hey, how do you get a Pokemon already?" It didn't let me choose one anyways. I checked the status screen when I could, and sure enough, it was still there. And when I check up on it, it said it was ready to hatch soon. It did indeed hatch. Quickly, but the game froze completely on the hatch screen, like it did in Lumiose City. I rebooted the game, and when I slugged it to my save file, it went back to the frozen hatch screen. I started yet another new game, and checked to make sure the egg was gone. And it was. I had no Pokemon, and was allowed to pick my first Pokemon normally. However, the 3 starters looked somewhat unhappy on the select screen. When I chose Chessman again, Finnegan and Froakies expression returned to their normal happy state. Wild Pokemon seem significantly harder to catch now, and I have a few of them outright flee from battle. The person who tells you how close you and your Pokemon are in Sunaloo City only says your Pokemon doesn't seem to have bonded with you, and turns to end battles by saying things like, "You have a difficult road ahead," or "Your Pokemon doesn't seem well," or "It's a shame that you accepted it." I've seen some phrases 2 or more times. New ones pop up every now and then, and the type of trainer I have doesn't seem to matter as well. The Pokemon in the 6th slot is inaccessible in Pokemon ME. If you try to switch to it and select play, you get the regular ME screen with no Pokemon sprite and no option to exit. So we had to hit the home button, close the game, and start from your last save. When you do, the 6th slot will be empty. I tried to trade my Pokemon for water trade, but every Pokemon I've gotten so far has been a Pidgey with Loss as the original trainer. In Lumiose City, a single player icon appears under acquaintances, but I can't do anything with it. No other player icons ever appear, not even as passerby. The game is only barely playable at this point, and I have that for less than a week. So I took it back to GameStop as it's defective and got another copy. As soon as I put the new cartridge in, I got another Creepypasta notification. But it must have been a glitch, because there was nothing there. So that was the first week Creepypasta for the Halloween month, which is the Pokemon Creepypasta known as Do Not Save in Lumiose City. And my final thoughts, it's actually a really interesting one since this has happened, since I think since people always have like this struggles when there's like some kind of like a bug on when you actually save in Lumiose City, the controls won't respond, the textures won't look fine, and any other stuff, and this story kind of expand that this pretty interesting glitch. Before it was patched like a month later, which I'm glad it did because I'm glad I didn't get the game Pokemon X at launch day, because I might get affected from it. So that didn't happen to me like 5 years ago. So I'm gonna get the game until like 2018 when Let's Go games is pretty much already out in November of last year, and I think this is really good, good reading, a good creepypasta read, just the cool, just no crazy cliches, no blood, no guts, no cliches and such, just simple stuff, the game wasn't possessed by a demon or whatever, it's just simple stuff, so just a simple, scary story, that kind of expanded that infamous glitch in Pokemon X and Y. So, yeah, hope you guys have a pretty good day, and next week, which I'm planning gonna do the reading on the creepypasta I mentioned like last week, but I think like I should like just think about like releasing it around like next Thursday, which is gonna be Ash's Coma Theory. Yeah, a long-awaited creepypasta I'm just gonna do for this Halloween. So yeah. Hope you guys have a pretty good day, and bye-bye.